It wasn't a conscious decision. The decision was more or less made for me. I was at a situation where I'd run out of funding basically for school, and was looking for a means to potentially earn some more income. And the idea was to go back. And good fortune struck. I was quite lucky early on with the audition for Pleasantville. I was in my early 20s at that time, and I thought I'd make one movie and pay off my loans and go back and finish school, and it just hasn't stopped. So the passion for marine biology is still there, and that's my first passion, so I still find other ways to fulfill that.
And by the way, how much time do you manage to spend at the ocean?
Oh, with diving, quite a bit. I mean, depends on location a lot of the time. But fortunately enough, where I reside, and I live here in California, I have I have access, and I go diving and dive for lobsters, free dive a lot still, and spend a lot of time in and around the water. So whenever I can make the time, I do it.
Can you see the sea where you live? Is this important to you?
Oh yeah, I can see the sea. But the thing for me is, as much as I appreciate the ocean, earth sciences in general have always fascinated me. So the older I get, it's just specific as, say, to stuff that caters to the ocean. Like, for instance, I really like just the way everything really all comes together. So to me, I think it's more about the symbiotic relationships, and more, I think just the earth science as a whole. Botany's really kind of taken a hold of me lately, and even birding, which sounds funny because I always thought when I was younger that was for old men. But I really enjoy it. And with that, a lot more photography, so photographing nature. I used to be a really big hunter, and what I found as I've gotten older is I enjoy taking photos of the wildlife more, because I can pull the trigger 100, 200, 300 times, and I can come back and see that animal the next day. So it's just kind of a realization that I've made really as of late, and the older I get, the more I appreciate that.
So let's talk about your role in the association. Where have you been for your role campaign? Tell us more about your work within the organization. Must be so.
Yeah, with Row, things reach out worldwide. Things have moved along really well. I mean, its inception was last year. Last year alone, I think we had 3 or 4 outings. We had one this year. We had the tornado in Tuscaloosa in Alabama. But this year, for the most part, it's been relatively sleepy, which has been nice. But what's happened is there's been a bit of a groundswell. And organically, what's happened is we've had different brands express interest in potentially sponsoring us or helping us with our cause. So the thing that's nice is we put something out there that we believed in, and others have jumped on. Davidoff, for instance, with their donation, and since then, still they make chainsaws and a lot of power tools, and we use a lot of their equipment in extraction, especially in Tuscaloosa, cutting trees to remove debris and help people gain access to their home, and it's exciting. It's exciting to see what's happening. So the thing that I like is, so long as I'm alive and kicking and I'm making money and things are going well, Row can continue. But there's going to come a time where I might not necessarily be able to fund it. And so, to know that there's, the outside interests that are coming in now, to know that there's a good chance that this is something that could potentially be around well after I leave this planet, it's a good feeling. And the like-minded, I think the people that believe in it, because for me it was really just an idea. And as a single person, what's an idea? It doesn't really mean anything. What makes it live and breathe are the people that subscribe to the philosophy and the idea of it, and the people that are involved have just taken it to a completely different level. So I'm really fortunate, and the people that are involved are just really good people.
Talking about the people, did any other fellow actors to support you?
No, not anybody really within the entertainment industry, because it really requires field experience. As a first responder, whether you're EMT, paramedic, doctor, ER doctor, very few of us, myself included in the few, you know, on the early trips, where I was really one of the only ones that didn't have any professional experience. And I realized that my skill set was limited, so I didn't like that feeling. As much as I picked up while we were there and in the field, I realized that there was more to learn. And that's a big part of it that really keeps me, I think, drawn, is like, you know, we're only here one time. And I love the arena. I love learning about first aid and, you know, anything pertaining to medicine. It's fascinating to me. So it's one thing I continue to work on and work towards and work forward with. And, you know, hopefully within not too much longer, I'll feel qualified, super qualified. But, you know, we have some really talented people, doctors that have had, you know, 25, 30 years experience, you know, that have volunteered their time readily, weeks of their life every year to the cause. So it's nice having that pool, you know, first off, to have people that are that qualified, that are willing to come along on these trips. And then they're also willing to give you the time and the attention when they see your willingness to learn and your enthusiasm for it. They give you a lot more attention and are willing to really kind of walk you through things. So, you know, from EMT certification to potentially now I'm considering, you know, maybe even going to school to becoming a paramedic, which would be the next step for me. So we'll see.
And now, can you describe for us a perfect weekend off work?
Perfect weekend off work?
Off work.
Or of work?
Off work.
Of work? Perfect weekend of work. Off work, okay. I think for me, be something outdoors. I mean, I don't know if it would be, maybe it'd be a cool hike to like a removed waterfall with like a nice swimming hole. You know, a lot of scenery with a lot of nature and animals. Or, you know, maybe a diving weekend out at the islands. Someplace tropical would be nice.
First of all, I want to say that I'm up here accepting this on behalf of my producing partner, Neil, and myself. We have the best cast in the world. Everybody that comes to be a part of Fast and Furious, wow, there's a lot of you here. Universal's been so supportive. They asked me to be a producer 10 years ago. And they've supported me all along as I kind of crazily told them we could get to Fast 10 with our cast and with a true story and with integrity and with a multicultural theme and a multicultural family. You know, as I was coming over here, I always do this. I say, I'm not gonna get emotional about, you know, winning these awards. And I was cool while I was sitting in my seat. And then they handed me 2 awards. One for favorite action movie and one for favorite film. You all thought that this was your favorite film. So I think of Dom and Brian, and I start to think of Paul. They said to make this short and sweet, so I will try to make this short and sweet. It was a labor of love. My only message to you is, you would be amazed what you can do with love. You'd be amazed how powerful a force that is. When we didn't want to come back to filming when the tragedy was too heavy, it was the love of everyone combined that saw us through to the end, and now I'm standing here with all of you telling me this was your favorite film of the year. I want to thank the People's Choice Awards. It's real people that are voting for these awards. It's just pure fans saying how much they appreciate our work, and that means the world to me. And I thank you so much, and the only thing I could say now is, it's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.